Today I'm going to talk to you about how not to sell your home. Hi, this is Melody Wilson with the Real Life team powered by Real Broker, Edmonton Realtor, to talk to you about how not to sell your home. As a realtor helping people buy and sell, I see a lot of fun things that I'm going to share with you in this video, and maybe some life lessons that you can learn to help you sell your home for the best amount of money. So you may be considering moving from another home in Edmonton to another neighborhood, or within the same neighborhood but a different house. Or maybe you're thinking of moving to Edmonton from another city and you need to sell your home. This video is for you. We're going to talk about the 5 things that you should not do when selling your home. Now, before we start, don't forget to download the DIY home staging tips down in the links below, and hopefully that gives you some tips of what you can do. So, number 1, don't leave the stripper pole up. Now, is that a real thing? I've shown houses that I've actually seen these in homes, in apartment buildings and in houses. I don't know what you do in your private time, it's none of my business, but please take those down. That's actually not very helpful to buyers when they come in, because it definitely turns them off unless that's their thing. And when you're selling your home, you're trying to appeal to the most amount of people, and you can imagine that probably doesn't appeal to most amount of people. Number 2, don't leave personal art up. Now, I'm talking about, yes, photos, but I'm also talking about artwork. I once showed a house that had this giant painting of a woman that was not clothed, and guess what? It matched the photo that we saw right beside it. So it was very awkward for my clients, never mind the books that were staged in the living room, if they were staged or not. It didn't really go with the vibe of what my clients were looking for. So on that note, make sure you depersonalize your home. Don't leave personal things up unless the stager has actually given it approval. But likely you want people to imagine themselves living in this home, not imagining themselves feeling awkward in someone else's house. Number 3, don't display personal hobbies. Now, what do I mean? There's so many things that can fall into this category. One of them that I can think about is I've seen my fair share of taxidermy, dead animals stuffed on the wall, on the counter, in someone's living room. Actually, one time I opened a door and it freaked me out because there was a dead stuffed, I don't know what kind of animal it was. It scared me and I shut the door. So make sure that you have your home in a way that is welcoming and inviting to all, not just people who enjoy hunting. Number 4, don't save money on utilities. Now, what do I mean by this? Sometimes we go into homes, and especially as we get into the months where there's less sun out, sometimes the light bulbs aren't all working, or they don't turn the lights on. It doesn't show well. It's such a simple fix. Change those burnt out light bulbs so that people can actually view the home. Don't keep your heat low just to save the bills, or and the opposite, don't keep the air conditioning off when you have air conditioning and it's super hot. It is a huge selling feature when we're looking at homes, we're so hot, and then we get into a home that has air conditioning, and it just makes that buyer more inclined to want to buy your house. Number 5, don't cook a smelly meal before someone comes. It's not the way to sell your house. Let's be honest, smells in general is not the way to sell your house. Not even air fresheners. So people sometimes think they'll just put that plug in with the vanilla that just overpowers. A lot of times we are suspicious as to what is being covered up. The other smell that is not very fun are animals. So if you're an animal lover, that's great, but when you're selling your home, sometimes people buying your home don't have animals, and even people who do have animals don't want their house smelling like cat litter or wet dog smell. We smelled that a lot. So make sure your house has no smell. No smell is actually much better than even a fragrant smell that you think you might like, but not other people would like. So I just told you 5 tips, but I'll give you a bonus one. Don't leave your projects unfinished. How many times have I gone into show properties where you see basically what I call it, the DIY hack job? So they may have watched a video on YouTube and didn't really know what they were doing, and maybe they didn't follow through the way that it should have been executed. So we see a lot of baseboards that are not cut properly, they're not caulked properly, they all have unfinished things. I've seen tile that kind of is bumpy on the backsplash. I have seen people try to do their DIY concrete counter. If that's not done professionally, it's not going to look good. So same as painting. If you think you can paint, I mean, most people can paint. If it's not a job well done, it's actually going to be a deterrent, and it's not the best way to sell your house. So absolutely do paint your home, but make sure if you're not good at it to hire it out. So don't forget to home stage. And like I said earlier, you can get a DIY home staging tips down in the links below. We also help our home sellers sell their home by providing a professional stager to help you stage your home. If you have any other questions or you want to know of any other things that you may or may not should be doing when selling a home, make sure to pop a comment down below. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out our DIY home staging tip download. And also we have a video here on DIY staging hacks.